How would Grimes say? You're accepted here to this keep. The Second Plains contract takes a particular sort to pull a ring out of a grave like that. Here's your pay. Wait, have you washed your hands? Good day.
The winds on the plains can howl like a wolf sometimes.
Pyroclastic resonance, body temperatures still well above ambient, and freshly broken earth. Ah, forgive my manners. You were sent to meet a contact, and here I am, Jubal Calidus, Arch-Sage of the Scholia Arcana. If you would be so kind as to ready your weapons, I believe we are about to be attacked. You will be... That was bracing, wasn't it? Ethan did not exaggerate your prowess, but it was a pity what happened to this caravan. I followed their trail from Melaglir in the hope that they carried a letter from the missing Adept Fell, and indeed I was correct. I believe this should go to you. The message names a likely suspect. Continue onward then, to Melaglir. Speak to this Patrick Morgan, and find what befell our missing colleague. Ethan and I came up through our initiation trials together. He is my most trusted savant. There is a reason he was chosen as your mentor, neophyte. Heed his wisdom. Fascinated with rank, are you? Perhaps one day you would like to stand in my shoes. Trust me, it is not as pleasant as it seems. For centuries, the High Lords of Kandrian used spell and sword to keep a fragile peace. But times have changed. It has become a land ruled by fear. Use caution when walking its roads. Nestled in the protective shadow of Kandrian Keep, it appears Melaglir is now home to a predator. Try speaking to the local villagers to determine what has happened to Adept Fell. Should you tarry in finding what troubles the village, there might not be anyone left to question. I am not accustomed to being questioned by anyone, even newcomers as promising as you. See to your task, neophyte, and remember, whatever attacked Adept Fell is not to be underestimated. You will be in my thoughts.
Another soul who traverses these forsaken crags. I presume that, unlike me, you are here by choice. My family was once very important in Talarain. One of my ancestors even served as a commander of the Aster army. However, that was long ago. Now very few of us remain. Myself, for one, and my sister Nymeria, who is usually not far. She prefers to keep an eye on me. Naim Kent, scion of the Rathir Kents, master of fortunes vast and ill-spent. I am not one to tout my lineage, so please suppress your curiosity and ask no more of it. I do not care too much for this place myself, but then again, I did not come here by choice. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Naim Kent, of the Rathir Kents, an Oathblade of the honored and venerable Warsworn Order. I have been tasked with eradicating the beasts that lurk within Talarain, all of them, by myself, a feat that may only take a few decades. I shall be honest with you, I am not one for field work, and my wealth is substantial. If you feel up to the task, I will pay you to kill these beasts for me. Excellent. Finish things quickly, and we shall be up to our elbows in tankards before Winterfeast. Among these ruins are several kobolds making a nuisance of themselves, and it is best to remove them. Rotclaw is a warrior, Blackshriek is among the deadly Nightblade, and King Fang, he is the closest thing the kobolds have to a leader. The command of Helmguard has tasked me with eradicating the monsters from Talarain. Rather beneath my station, if you were to ask me, though Helmguard feels this work is, shall we say, compensation for past deeds. I am of the Warsworn, bound to my service by oath. I serve the command at Helmguard. It is Helmguard who, shall we say, reassigned me to Talarain to rid the lands of the creatures that infest them. Well, perhaps we shall speak later.
Good, you're here. A powerful relic stolen from our vaults, and they send a single pledge shield. Have they gone completely mad? Who knows how many like it were in that vault, and how many stolen already? Let's go in. We'll see what we find there. In this vault lies every cursed, chaotic tool ever taken from our foes, before we became simple mercenaries. Its doors, its walls, its very floors are imbued with magic to keep these dangerous and powerful things in, and everything else out. Mike Castellan dislikes dust and old things that aren't sung in a tavern, so looking after them, worrying about them, falls to me. This place is mine alone to watch. Once we had shields enough to stand guard here day and night. Then the war came, and off to Cluricon they went. Now I come on my own once a fortnight and inspect the grounds. You can see where that got us. They were using it to summon Niskaru in those caverns. Terrible. This is what comes of forgetting and ignoring. You're far from it now, but it hangs over everything like a putrid fog. Sverri Cora in Melson Shear is Amalur and commands the Warsworn at the front. You'll see in a moment. The outer doors are open, but that's no concern. It's the inner door that's always locked. Only Gryan has that key. Come, this way. The inner door. That shouldn't be open. Pages? Are these the same ones from Brigand Hall? You there! Stop at once! I found this in the leader's hand. It's the key to the vault. Or maybe a copy of it. Can't tell for sure. No knowing how many times they've been in here when they knew I wasn't about. We were lucky to come when we did. It was clasped in the leader's hand. I'll show it to Gryan Shane when I report to him. Return to Helmguard. Gryan Shane won't like this, but he'll have to hear of it all the same. I must report to Gryan immediately. Meet back at Helmguard, Pledgeshield.
glad you're here. I've taken the precaution of jailing Gwyn. A bit heavy-handed, I know. But this is a serious matter, and only necessary until we've cleared this up. That vault was hers to watch over. This can't help but put her under suspicion. We have a small jail at the back of the keep. Useful enough, between the freemen and other sorts you find on the plains. Well, on the one hand, she was always consumed with all that dusty history, but it just doesn't seem like her. Fact is, if not Gwyn, someone helped those mages get in. But who? And how? Things in that vault are fine for songs and tales of Eamon. They make the Warsworn seem more legendary and grand. It's all dusty nonsense to me. The vault was Gwyn's responsibility. There's no getting around that. Until it's clear precisely what happened, she'll remain where she is. Yes, these mages, the Farlangi, was that it? They stole the relic, of course. But they must have had help from inside to get in. Your search must continue. She never mentioned a key. Withholding evidence as well. The girl broods so. Suppose I'm not surprised. I do want to know what became of that key.
Welcome to Helmgard.
Well, hello. I've got everything a soldier could need, except dagger pommels, or twining or spoons. Come again. I've got everything a soldier could need. Except dagger pommels. Come again when we're better stocked.
More pledge shields left this morning.
Most pledge shields arrive, get trained, then head off to war.
Don't tell me you believe I had a hand in this. After all you've seen, this is a nightmare. I do. But I blame the Warsworn leadership so much more. After my parents, after all my warnings. What is the saying? They who ignore the past are fated to repeat it. But Gryan would rather sweep this under the rug. That is why I'm here. My parents were loyal Warsworn, but the Order turned its back on them. They would not help, let alone... Forgive me. I am not used to talking of such things. You will surely face more of those mages. In my strongbox by my bed, you will find a ring of Mother's. I want you to have it. I wish I knew. Today's Warsworn aren't heroes or demon slayers, just mercenaries. Soldiers. Gryan Shane is a shining specimen of the modern Warsworn. That our old enemy still lurks somewhere in the shadows? Yes, often and always upon deaf ears. key! Gods damn it, he was in such a rush to throw me in here, I forgot. Take it, show it to Graham. If it is a copy, I know a master locksmith in Tyrant's Rest who might be able to help. Every cursed object from the times of the First Sworn we keep in that vault under lock, key, and other protections. It was only a matter of time before some villain found a way in. Does he think this will all go away after he locks me up? That those mages and their Niscaro will vanish just because he shuts his eyes? Huh. I'll be alright. Just go solve this, and get me out of here. Despite their loyalty to the Order, the Warsworn could never admit that our own history was intertwined with their deaths. And now this, as if they were spitting on my parents' graves. First, speak with the Castellan. If the key is a copy, then you must seek the Master Locksmith in Tyrant's Rest.
Moat, the Castellan sent Oathblade Kent out to do trapper's work.
What's this now? A key found among the vault intruders. I see. Well, I can say for certain that it's not the original. That was the first thing I checked after you went off to the vault. As I told you, the first thing I did was verify the key was safe and sound in its proper place, which means what you found is an impossibly perfect copy. Ah, yes, the gnome, Tarion. He'd know something of how this was done. Did Gwyn suggest this? She always did have a head for these things. Although, if she's behind this, the gnome could be a trap. Be wary, Pledge Shield.
He put Gwyn Anway behind bars, if you can believe it.
Naim Kent is not worthy of the title Warsworn. Niscaro? Stolen artifacts?
Ah, hello. My name is Lannis Davrill. I'm a mage of the Scholia Arcana. I don't suppose you have any spare time on your hands. I could use your help with my current research. I am a mage of the Scholia Arcana. I have come to Talarain to test some new magic that I have devised. The nearest chapter house is in the city of Rathir. I am only tenuously associated with them. I prefer to spend most of my time here, where there's no one to bother me. This place is full of monsters, which makes it the perfect place for me to test new magic. I have been working on a new type of magic to track the slaying of beasts. I have vials of clear liquid, which, in theory, will change color once a specific number of monsters have been slain. I believe I have perfected the formula, though I could use a hand in testing it out. Then hunt down the desecrator of these ruins. Kobolds, Kruniks, Etten, and those miserable Jotun. I will pay you when these 4 vials have changed color. 1 vial should change after you've slain 10 kobolds. 1 after 5 Kruniks. 1 after 3 Etten. And the last after 3 of the Jotun. Good hunting. There are plenty lurking around Talarain, but please don't feel limited to these lands. There are monsters everywhere that must be vanquished. Feel free to go where you wish, as long as you return to me with the vials. Well, perhaps we'll speak later.
The mortals marched unto our golden plains. Fair folk some, and dusky others. They found the rocks and rising of this land pleasing. They asked for it, but it was not ours to give. Cleaving stone and burning root, they made a kingdom for themselves, and named it Talarain.
Stranger, please. I'm being hunted by Fair Gorta. The bones of all my forebears mean to kill me. The Astor family was once the powerful leader of this land. The bloodline ended when a war erupted between the two Astor brothers. Without a unifying ruler, Talarain fell to what it is today. I do not wish to speak about myself any more than I have to. Not while the curse hangs over my head. The Skaiths were once prolific and powerful. But generations ago, one Skaith desired more. So a Fae offered him great power in exchange for his family's souls. The Fae later told him that it meant not the souls of the Skaith's immediate family, but of every Skaith that was and would be. Thus the curse was born. The name of that one Skaith was lost, so now I call him first. As for my ancestors, the curse animates their bones and gives them hunger for my life. This is the home of my ancestors. It was once a beautiful place. It has fallen to ruin and become overrun with monsters. They are the bones of all my fallen family. I am of an ancient line, and the curse it bears is almost as old. When a Skaith dies, the magic of the curse raises his bones and forces them to hunt its descendants. Nothing of its life remains, just a hunger for Skaith blood. They will not stop until the line is dead, and I fear I am the last. But this curse need not end with my death. If you are willing to help me. I must exile myself from my family. In ancient Alfar tradition, members of the family or clan could be banished forever with the proper ceremony. This stronghold was my family's seat. It contains the solemn bell, the Codex Skaith, and my birth candle. All components for the ritual of banishment I must complete. We should begin. Meet me in Dove Whale, and we shall get underway. A castle abandoned by the Astor family, and later taken over by my ancestors. According to my texts, it became our great and glorious hall. Then my family became cursed, and the hall, like the rest of us, fell into ruin. Stay quiet.
To rock, they brought their castles. To field, they brought their grain. We watched them form this land to their desire, but not to their wish. What peace they sought came with blade and fortress. But all seemed calm until a king, a father, died with 2 heirs, strong and able. As the seasons warn each year, the time to build is followed by a time for ruin. Two sons of the mortal king were left with Talarain betwixt them, but neither held his share complete. And as these mortals build their kingdom, so too they had destroyed it all with war and jealousies.
Good riddance to the kobolds. Now on to more fierce fare. Many a beast still needs to be slain, and there is one such beast, a Croddock, that awaits you outside of Corgan Hold. I have given him the name Smiler, not that he has the intellect to understand what it means. Smiler lurks near the entrance to Corgan Hold. Killing him will take a bit of ferreting, and be careful, he knows these ruins well. Well, perhaps we... Ah, Smiler has fallen. I would raise a glass to the creature's demise, but raising one too many glasses is one reason I was reassigned here to Talarain. Well, you have done your share by ridding the world of him, but there are still beasts that need to be slain. And this particular beast, Colmere, will not be as easy to kill as the others. Colmere is an Etin, a war priest who has made camp in Talarain. The Etin are not very intelligent creatures, but they compensate this with their strength. Well, perhaps... we shall speak later.